We're just a week away from the massive UFC 320 card, where 2 titles will be on the line, and the co-main event between Cory Sandhagen and Merab Dvalishvili is catching fire. Sandhagen just went on Instagram with a bold statement, warning the champion that this time he's walking away with the belt. But Merab isn't backing down one bit. In fact, he's doubling down on his promise to stand and trade with Cory on the feet. At first, fans thought he was joking. Why would Merab abandon the relentless style that made him champion? But things got serious when his longtime coach, Ray Longo, revealed that Merab has been evolving everywhere, not just in wrestling. Longo even hinted that Merab has the knockout power to put Cory away. So here's the big question going into UFC 320. Will Merab stick with the pressure-heavy style that made him champ, or is he really planning to showcase his striking? Either way, Ray Longo promises this is the best version of Merab we've ever seen, and if he chooses to test his hands, Cory Sandhagen better be ready for a brand new animal inside the cage. For Cory, this is the biggest challenge of his career. Many fighters and analysts alike are excited to see how he handles such a Herculean task. Sandhagen has the tools, the mindset, and the talent to pull it off, but slowing down the Merab freight train is easier said than done.
For a guy who hasn't won the ultimate prize, and I know Kenny and a lot of other guys are really excited to see what he can do with this Herculean challenge.
Listen, I've always been a big Sandhagen fan from day one. You know, another guy, I like his attitude, I like his approach to everything. Look, Sandhagen's dangerous, and, this is his one opportunity, right? He's got one, this is like you said, Herculean. Was that the word you used, Ted?
I don't even like that fucking word either.
Yeah, well, whatever, but it is a big task. But I tell you, Sandhagen, you obviously you can't go to sleep on a guy like Sandhagen. But I think he's only got one way to get Merab out of there. Merab, he's got to slow down a freight train in front of him. But that Sandhagen is super talented.
Alex Pereira just revealed some surprising details about his first clash with Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 313. According to Pereira, he was only operating at 40% that night, admitting he was shocked he even made it into the octagon after such a rough training camp. That fight already carried plenty of controversy, and it turns out Ankalaev had complaints of his own. Between rounds, he told his corner that Pereira felt too slippery, implying that Alex might have been greased. Despite the claim, Ankalaev never managed a single takedown, while Pereira even scored an unofficial one of his own after the bell at the end of a round. Now with UFC 320 on the horizon, the stakes couldn't be higher. Pereira is determined to prove his dominance at light heavyweight, while Ankalaev wants redemption and the chance to establish his own reign. This fight has the potential to reshape the entire division. As Pereira put it himself, being at only 40% last time still surprised him with what he could do. This time, he says he'll be sharper, stronger, and prepared to leave no doubt. The only question is, will that be enough to silence Ankalaev and his doubts once and for all?
That is not cool, but honestly, man, like if I put together everything that was going on with me, and I'm not gonna say right now, it makes me even happy that I was able to do the fight that I did under everything that was going on with me. I'm not trying to talk over there, anything like that. Of course, I'm not happy that with the loss, but knowing my potential and the way that I fought, I'm actually even surprised that I was able to fight like that under everything that was going on with me.
What was the most difficult part about dealing with Ankalaev in your first fight in March?
I think the conditions that I was coming to that fight, that I had coming to that fight.
So, were you 50% of what you normally are in that fight? 40%? Are you willing to put a number on it?
Honestly, I was about 40% on that fight, on that night.
Wow.
And obviously, it's going to be much more this time. But if I'm only 50%, that 10% is going to make such a great difference. They're going to leave no doubt for everybody.
On the other side of the MMA world, Strickland was back in headlines after a heated sparring session at his gym escalated out of control. Things got so tense that threats were made to take the fight outside. Light heavyweight champ Magomed Ankalaev, who has been training with Strickland, spoke out about the incident. He explained that while Strickland doesn't currently have a fight scheduled, he's been a key sparring partner for months and always pushes the pace in training. The clash came after Strickland's outspoken personality rubbed certain fighters the wrong way, especially those from Ankalaev's region who take family or cultural comments very seriously. This tension boiled over in a sparring session with Russian fighter Zelim Imediev, where the two kept fighting past the bell multiple times. After being kicked out of the gym and later returning, Imediev reignited the conflict, even trying to lure Strickland outside while making violent threats. Despite the chaos, Ankalaev praised Strickland as an incredible training partner and believes he absolutely has what it takes to become champion again. Jon Jones couldn't resist taking a shot at former rival Dominic Reyes after his devastating loss at UFC Perth. Carlos Ulberg absolutely demolished Reyes with a knockout that firmly established him as a rising force at 205 pounds. While Reyes' comeback hopes ended in heartbreak, Jones tuned into the post-fight press conference and dropped one savage comment in the live chat. Did Dominic win again? Fans instantly reacted, some laughing, others shaking their heads. It was classic Jon Jones, sharp and cutting, especially given Reyes has never stopped talking about their 2020 fight. This defeat could mark the end of Reyes' UFC career, while Ulberg now finds himself in the title picture. With Jiri Prochaska set to face Khalil Rountree, Ulberg might just sneak into a title shot sooner than expected. After the fight, Ulberg even offered to fly to Vegas and serve as backup for next week's title bout, promising to keep his weight on point and stay ready. If the UFC wants a fresh contender at light heavyweight, Ulberg may have just punched his ticket.
I am prepared to be a backup for next week. Fly me to Vegas and I'll be there. I am not gonna eat or drink anything today. Go spend some time with the family, and if need be, I'll be there to back up anyone for that title shot.
And in terms of next week for that title fight, did they give you an answer on you possibly being the backup?
Not yet, but I'm just putting it in there. But I'm definitely flying out there. So Hunter said, "Yeah, you're going to jump on the plane, on the private jet, and then and we're going to be there. So at least we're going to be there." And I said that if need be, I'll keep my weight to a minimum, and I'll be there.
Yeah.
But hey, man, it's those opportunities.
Yeah,
right?
you're 100% right.
100%. And I will say, to compete for a title shot with all the light heavyweights on the card next week, you punched your way into it. There hasn't been a better performance in light heavyweight for a long time.
That's all for today's update. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss your daily dose of MMA news.